January. A month when communication will be the name of the day, and you would do well to open dialogue and keep it open, especially on the family front, where tension and contentious subjects will put you at odds with some of the members of your clan. Be particularly careful in your initiatives on the 1st, when tensions could mount and you could lose your cool. Be cautious too around the 15th, when conflicts of interest could arise in your love life. Try not to let money matters poison your private life, or you could feel quite frustrated on the 30th, when you won't be at bay from disappointment, if you allow yourself to be ruled by your emotions. Better to take a step back and maybe admit your mistakes than end the month with your heart and morale at a low ebb. Advice for this month. A rather mixed first month, when the balance within the family could alter as a result of a difficult financial situation or the dangerous intrusion of money matters into personal feelings. February. You will try to rediscover the harmony you so need for fulfillment in your everyday life. At the beginning of the month, you will find the means and the words to express your hopes and expectations and could enjoy some wonderful inspiration. On the 2nd, you will probably appreciate the need to adopt a more mature attitude, if you want to smooth things over on the family front and reassure those around you. You will try to cajole those who may be criticizing you at the moment, children, relations or your partner. But on the 23rd, it will be hard to convince them. Advice for this month. If you roll up your sleeves and put body and soul into everything, you will have a better chance of rallying support and ending the month in tune with your dreams or an ideal in life that inspires you. March. A turbulent, not to say steamy month which will begin in a state of relative turmoil. You will be successful on the work front and manage, around the 3rd, to gain a promotion or the advantages and arrangements you were hoping for. However, the wind will change rapidly and an atmosphere of conflict will invade your life from the 4th, when you will feel somewhat overwhelmed by events, and especially your emotions, which will go into a tailspin. Be careful between the 11th and the 17th, when the atmosphere will be electric and breakups could be on the cards at work, where someone will cause you trouble, or in your private life, where the message just won't get through. Wait patiently for the storm to pass and avoid taking decisions in a fit of anger. The end of the month looks set to be much calmer and will encourage you to find a consensual way out in the interests of peace. Advice for this month. A highly charged month for you and everybody else. You should therefore tackle things at arm's length and take an overview to protect yourself from the fallout, in an attempt to find a peaceful way out of the crisis. April. A month when you will find a need to review your methods or change your attitude, if you want to pull things off successfully in a risky game and succeed in making yourself understood in everyday matters. Avoid becoming entrenched in your positions or you could find yourself in a situation of deadlock. You will be on edge until the 9th and jump to conclusions. Be careful not to lose your rag and then find yourself in an awkward position, on the work front among others, where your colleagues will back you into a corner, on the 18th, and you will have no intention of letting yourself be pushed around. However, you should try to maintain a clear vision of why you are being criticized, loss of direction or poor management where your finances are concerned, so that you have a hope of better negotiations regarding your interests and can emerge unscathed from the 21st, when you will be able to give yourself a pat on the back for paddling your canoe, which was taking on water, into safe harbor. Advice for this month. A month when those you have to deal with won't let anything go, right up to the end of April, when your arguments will hit home. So, in the meantime, try to keep a low profile and why not admit where you were wrong. May. Your activities are going to give you food for thought. You will encounter problems with those above you, on the 4th. And your bank manager and creditors will demand explanations, on the 15th. Don't try to evade or deny your responsibilities, or you could make things worse. Better to keep a low profile and toe their line than find yourself in an awkward situation. You will be called to order by reality and tempted to ignore the signs you receive. If you don't want to fall from on high and lose the trust of those who love you, or be swindled or taken in yourself, accept your responsibilities instead of trying to dodge the issue. Advice for this month. A month when you will feel caught in a trap and only moderately appreciate being brought down to earth with something of a bang. But that's exactly where you'll need to be, if you want to emerge from this bad patch or understand what is happening in particular. June. You will finally regain your effectiveness and then do everything you can to get out of a rather difficult situation from the 5th, when your combative energy will return and enable you to score some brownie points. You will then re-emerge in full control of your affairs from a crisis that will have undermined you a little, and be able to reconnect with success, well earned, especially around the 8th. When you could even win the jackpot or on miracle, make profitable investments or returns, bonuses or rents, which will be balm to your heart and put a smile on your lips. A great month for doing whatever you like and seizing some wonderful opportunities in the making, to stand out from the crowd, on the 8th, 9th, 10th and 22nd. For some, this will mean finding the job of their dreams. This magical month will end on a high note. You will play to the gallery and delight all and sundry. Advice for this month. A golden month enabling you to come back up to the surface and swim off in the lead. July. Travel on the horizon on the 1st. You will be on your way to realizing a dream and broadening your horizons, at least at the beginning of the month, when you will continue on June's prolific trajectory. Be careful, however, of differences of approach and potential misunderstandings from the 6th, when you won't really be in tune with those around you. Your aspirations will seem to be stymied by reality and everyday life, which will hold you back and clip your wings. Be careful not to get on your high horse between the 6th and 19th in the face of those you have to deal with, as they will think you are set in your ways. People will try to subdue your imagination and bring you back down to earth. Some of your plans could be held back by a lack of means. Try to find a way through with those holding power, or the purse strings, on the 21st, to avoid getting carried away, on the 27th, when your nerves will be on edge and you won't feel very inclined to negotiate. Advice for this month. After a start to the month spent on your own little cloud, a rather brutal come down will be on the cards from the 6th. You will aspire to push back the boundaries as far as possible, but your methods won't go down well with everyone. If you want to bring your desires and plans to fruition, you're going to need to tone things down. August. Work and your social life will be at the center of your concerns. If you were born at the end of the 3rd decan, after 19th November, Saturn is going to back you into a corner and recommend you make some choices. Some will be led to break with a pattern which has prevented you from being true to yourself for too long, on the 3rd, even if that means going through a lean period or, temporarily, finding yourself rather isolated. As for those born during the 1st decan, you will be able to count on Jupiter from 11th August to promote your plans and rally support. Advice for this month. Those born in the 3rd decan will be forced to face the evidence they have ignored for a long time. Try to be honest with yourself and take those much-needed decisions. September. Those born in the 1st decan will certainly have the wind in your sails and Jupiter for an ally, but this won't be a reason for taking off without a seatbelt or safety net. Reality could well catch up with you and bring you back down to earth on the 1st and 17th, when you won't be immune from an error of judgment or a rather fanciful evaluation of your potential. Take care you don't compromise your chances of bringing your plans to fruition by overspending on your budget, putting both your finances and your future at risk. Advice for this month. Be careful, those born in the 1st decan, not to take your desires too much as reality, if you don't want to find yourself stuck in an awkward situation from the 23rd, when Saturn will encourage you to tighten your purse strings and adopt a rational approach to your spending. difficult, but not impossible. October. Just stop for a moment to take a step back and reflect on the past. You will soon be about to start on a new phase in your development, from your next birthday, and would do well to learn from what you have just been through, to try to sort out the essential from the unimportant and get ready to bounce back in the full light of day, as soon as the sun illuminates your sign, from the 23rd, and hands you back the reins of your destiny. You could however take advantage at the beginning of the month, on the 11th, of unexpected opportunities to bring a project to fruition, maybe with the intervention of a third party, who appreciates you and wants to make the task easier. It will also be a nice end to the month, when anything will seem a possibility and be allowed, especially on the 25th and 30th, when you won't be far from reaching your goal. Advice for this month. A month inviting you to reflect, but one which could also bring you some excellent opportunities on a plate for emerging from the shadows. So don't let opportunities pass you by in October, when you will need to take care you don't act too hastily. November. A month which will carry on from the excellent thrust of last month and put the future at the center of your concerns. Some charming prospects will be opening up, a delightful romance to give you a lift, a missed heartbeat in a relationship or friendship, suddenly turning it into a romance, and the future opening up wide and in the right direction, towards your dearest aspirations. However, the climate will take a downwards dive at the end of the month. You will certainly have to face disappointments or frustration, those who were born in the first decan in particular, in connection with your lack of means or the annoying interference in your love life of a money problem, which will somewhat hold you back and force you to review your plans downwards or dampen your enthusiasm, or your partner's. Advice for this month. To try to end a magical month on an auspicious rather than a depressing note, making sure you don't mix things, and keeping your money concerns to yourself. December. The state of your bank account will give you motivation and you will feel horribly hampered by an adversary who will disparage you from behind the scenes, with a very probable intention of causing trouble. Whatever you do, don't add fuel to the fire by trying to gain the upper hand, or you could risk setting off a serious conflict of interest, which of course would be at your own risk and peril. Be careful on the 6th of the tables predictably being turned against you, if you provoke those lying in wait. And be careful throughout the month, when your ambitions won't be looked upon favorably and your plans could be upset, on the 14th. The atmosphere will definitely improve from Christmas onwards, when Venus will endow you with an irresistible charm, which you won't hesitate to use to reap handsomely what you weren't able to obtain by force. Advice for this month. An end to the year which won't give you any leeway and will encourage you to be cautious, notably with regard to your detractors who won't exactly spare you. Fortunately, you will end up gaining some ground in all areas, especially in your love life, at the end of the month, as long as you avoid baiting your adversary, on the 29th.